Peace be to you all. This is Omar Abdulmalik, Physician Assistant Health Educator. So, I just finished the national, for me, the half marathon. So I was late for the full marathon. They cut the starting line off 15 minutes before I got to the start line. There was technical difficulties on the metro. So it was a good run. I learned a lot of appreciation for the half marathon because I think my ego was wrapped up in being a marathon runner. You know, half marathon's not easy either. It's 13.1 miles. I'm very glad that all I could run today was the half marathon because I'm very exhausted. But I can go home and help my kids with their homework, help my wife around the house, and be fresh for work on Monday, God willing. You know, sometimes things don't work out the way you planned, but it works out for the best. It's a good race. It was chilly. I'm starting to cool down, so it still feels like it's in the 40s. But it's a lot of good camaraderie. The running community is really awesome. Everybody's very supportive. You know, running in DC, you get to see the various parts of Washington, DC, the nation's capital. It's a great city. It's a marked change in demographics since I was a kid here. I'm a Washingtonian. Yeah, so since the 70s, a lot has changed. And you know, I think in a lot of ways it's for the best. You know, but that's part of life is change. And as I was running the half marathon and feeling kind of disappointed for not being able to run the full marathon, I thought about what it means to be a PA. You know, sometimes, you know, people may look down on you for being just a PA, and that's some of the flack I got. And I said, you know, being a physician assistant, you have half the training of a medical doctor, but that doesn't take away anything from becoming a PA. You still have to have a bachelor's degree with a very good GPA, very good GRE scores, crazy amounts of direct patient contact hours, and then you got to protect your license and work on yourself professionally throughout your career. So it's a lot, and you know, one can do worse than make a measly $100,000+ a year. One can do a lot worse than that, but it's a good profession. But if you want to be like a marathoner, so I would say being a PA to me is kind of like the half marathon of medicine. Some people may get offended by that, but that's my perspective. And you know, going to medical school and becoming a doctor is doing the actual full 26.2 miles. Which is tough also. It doesn't take away anything from anybody because there were some very fast runners out here for the half marathon. My time, I think I finished in 2 hours, 5 minutes, something seconds. I'll have to go on the internet and see what my exact time was. It goes by your chip time on the back of your race number. But you know, all told, it was a good race. I enjoyed the experience. Saw a lot of interesting things. Saw a guy flying off the handle. He and I were on the metro together, and we were both supposed to run the marathon, but when the metro actually shut down temporarily because they blew a fuse, the train blew a fuse or something. That's what the conductor said. So when we were late, we had to switch over. They made everybody that was supposed to run the marathon switch over to the half marathon. So this guy's cussing and fussing and yelling at the security, yelling at the people in charge. It's like, dude, there's nothing you can do about it. It's nobody's fault. Stuff happens. That was a lesson in life. It just, you know, when things